The thing that stops most people from success is fear. I want you to think about what you want. A lot of times we might sit down and have this huge goal in our mind and this huge idea that we strive towards, but for some reason it doesn't happen. What is it that stops you from achieving that big goal? I'm gonna show a video today how to turn fear into fuel. You can take that fear, flip it, and turn it into the energy that propels you towards the big goal that you want. Or really turn it to the energy that propels you into anything in your life. Because everything is energy. So why not take these energies that hold us back and make us put on the brakes and instead use it to advance us in the direction that we want to go. While we're watching this video and talking about it, I want you to go into your own experience and think about how you can apply this right now and get yourself closer to where you want to be. This video is from Brian Tracy and it's called How to Turn Fear into Fuel.
Hello, I'm Brian Tracy and today I want to teach you how to turn your fears into fuel. I want to ask you, what's holding you back? Very often in my seminars, I say, what is your biggest single goal in life today? And what holds you back from achieving it? What sets the speed at which you achieve the goal? When I ask this question in my seminars or my consulting work, the common answers I get back are lack of funding, or I don't have the education, or my background, or even I'm not sure of the next step to take. What I've discovered, however, is that while all of these may be factors that can impact success, they're not the deciding or underlying factor. Do you know what is shackling people and depriving them from the success they desire and deserve? In most cases, it is fear. It's a deep, unconscious fear of failure or fear of rejection. It's a fear of loss. It's a fear that you will not succeed or that you'll be embarrassed. You may say to yourself, not me, I'm fearless. But the reality is fear is innate in human beings, which, by the way, it's a good thing. It's there for your protection. There are, after all, some things we should be fearful of. Playing golf in lightning, for example, or literally swimming with the sharks. But what about success? We should be embracing success, enjoying topping goals and accomplishing newer, better, and greater things. Yet, fear is a dangerous obstacle in part because we may fail to admit its existence. Fear needs to be recognized and managed properly, or it becomes an anchor. We can become indecisive, have self-doubt, and simply fail to act. Fear may have us sitting on a great concept or idea, or it may restrict us from using our true talents. But what if there was a way to turn fear into fuel? This is the great question. First, you must realize the role negative thinking plays in feeding your fears. The thoughts may already be there, suggesting you can't, you shouldn't, and yeah, but what if? Before you know it, negative thoughts have piled one upon another and have become a seemingly insurmountable mountain to climb. I'm not saying you should ignore reality, but most often these negative thoughts are just a boogeyman under the bed. When you look closer, you'll find there's nothing there.
So the first thing, realize the role that your negative thinking plays in creating fearful thoughts in your mind and how that holds you back.
I believe it is much more productive to be proactive in managing these negative thoughts. Instead of allowing negative thoughts to affect you emotionally to the point of indecision or inaction, put your logical brain to work in your favor. Rather than listening to the I can't, ask yourself, how can I? Ask yourself, what's the best way to achieve this? As opposed to, I shouldn't, or what if I lose? Change the words, what if it doesn't work, to imagine how terrific it will be when it works.
The second step is think about what you're doing to be proactive in changing those thoughts. One tip that he gives is instead of thinking, I can't do it, instead you're saying, how can I make this happen? For example, maybe you want to get a placement with Drake, and a part of your mind says, oh, I can't get a placement with Drake. Well, instead of that, think about it a little bit. How can you make it happen? Maybe you talk to someone on Instagram who knows somebody. Maybe you can bridge the gap. How can you make that thing happen?
It can help you to be even more specific about this. What are the 8 best ways to raise funding for my project? Or who are the 5 people I know best qualified to help me with this? Force your brain into helping you by stretching its thoughts and imagination and focus. What are 3 to 5 ways that my life will be better when I achieve this? When you put your brain to work on a positive task, there's little room for negative thinking. This is turning fear into fuel. Many of us strive just to be comfortable. Letting go of that comfort zone can create real fear. You may worry that by stepping out and doing something you always wanted to do or reaching for more may put your comfort in jeopardy. You may risk your steady income or lifestyle, or you may not be able to get that 65-inch flat screen TV with surround sound. If you allow your comfort zone to become a prison, you must recognize it is working against you, not for you. Jim Rohn used to say that the only difference between a comfort zone and a grave is the depth. So how do you get out of it? Think about the times when you took a chance and were successful. Remember how victory felt and how rewarding it was to achieve a goal. Odds are, it was a time when you stepped out of your comfort zone. Virtually all great success comes from moving out of your comfort zone into your area of discomfort. Please remember that taking risks and being bold doesn't necessarily equate to being reckless. I would never suggest being reckless, but I do know that life is often best lived out of your comfort zone or at the very edge of it. Turning fear into excitement and anticipation is another way to use it as fuel toward your success.
The thing he just talked about, this is gold, guys. You gotta step out of your comfort zone. In this case, taking a risk that will move you closer to that goal. It will be something that's uncomfortable.
One of the best ways to use fear as fuel is to face it head on. It's not embarrassing to fear change or to enjoy your comfort zone, but if you don't recognize its presence, and sometimes its dominance, fear can hold you back without you even knowing it. Turn those fears into empowering, positive questions that your logical brain can work upon. Practice on reaching out from your comfort zone and recognize and face your fears.
That last step is face your fears head on. So if you know that there's a step you need to take to advance you forward, but you're afraid to do that thing, face it head on. That's going to cause discomfort, hence getting out of your comfort zone. When you set up a big goal in your mind that you want, as you move closer to it, you're going to hit certain points. I'd call them junctions. You're going to have to cross the bridge, so to speak. When that happens, it's going to be uncomfortable. It might require something of you that's out of your comfort zone. What he's saying is when those moments occur, you want to enter into that moment. And he's saying face the fear head on. What I would say is lean into the energy of the fear that you feel. When discomfort comes up, remember that it's a good thing. And it means you're growing. It means you're expanding. It means good change is happening. What you have to do is go into the feeling. It might be in the pit of your stomach. When that uncomfortable situation happens, when something negative happens, when something scary happens, lean into it and face it head on. Being energetically aware and emotionally aware of how the fear feels in your body, how the discomfort feels in your body, and leaning into that energy is going to propel you forward towards the experience that you want, towards the goal that you want.
DECAP.